Hello and welcome. And surprise, we have a surprised guest. This is
Hi.
Aubrey, everybody.
Hello, hello.
You may have seen her in the moderator way. You might have been blocked by her. You might have been muted by her. And or you might see her in our Discord because she moderates our Discord as well. So, welcome, Aubrey.
Thanks. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, we're really excited. Aubrey on a personal level is like me and Callie's like trio member. Like we're pretty close, us three. And we want to be closer. All of us want to actively be closer, and it doesn't always happen, but it is what it is.
I mean, I only recently found out Callie's truly 6 hours away from me, so.
Wow.
Yeah, we thought we were so much closer this whole time. We were like, we have to like get together for a weekend trip or something. We're far away. Not that
we're
we're
like 4.
farther.
Yeah. It is for well, and I just got a travelable ID now. Like I couldn't travel for a while because I didn't have the proper ID, and I kept planning trips and then being like, "Oh no, I can't travel."
I can't do that.
Text me and be like, we might do like this trip. I think I might like go away for this. Or like Aubrey tried to get us together, I think over the summer.
Yeah.
And Bonnie was like, yeah, we can totally do that. And like multiple times Bonnie's like, I'm planning this trip. And I'm like, does she know she can't go?
To the point where we actually like bought or like reserved an Airbnb for the what do you call it? The conference this year, and then I realized that me and Des couldn't go. So then we were like, "Oh, okay, we're not going." So, yes. I'm hoping in 2026? 26. We should meet Aubrey.
That would
She's
be
like,
9
maybe.
months ago. So
yeah, well, there is that. Which more about that later. So so okay, first interview question. Do you remember how you first found Tundra Dip?
I was just scrolling on TikTok and then I found Tundra Dip and it took me, I think it was like 3 months of lurking before I actually purchased anything. Um, but I watched it quite frequently because you did a lot of like packing videos and stuff too at the time. So there was like a lot of videos going or like lives, not videos, lives. So I joined a lot because I worked night shift, so like I was alone all day a lot, and I moved a little bit further away. A lot of my friends live in different states, so I've just been I was alone and doing homework a lot. So
Mm-hmm.
um I needed like a community, and then I talked more in the lives, and then I talked to Callie first. Um and like Callie and I bonded over some things over like parent loss and some other things that we've had go on in not similar time frames, but just life. And then Callie was like, "You should talk to Bonnie." And then obviously I'd been buying that whole time because I once I started purchasing, I couldn't stop. I think there was a time where it was like every color I needed immediately.
yeah,
Yeah.
especially in the early days too, because we were doing like clearance lives all the time, and like I don't know, I feel like I remember those early days before like I was even around like anywhere near employment when I was like just a customer too. And I remember that like I need everything. Like this color is it's blue. I have so many blues, but I need it. Like what am I going to do? What if she never brings it back? And like
This
the
collection
clearance
I
lives
need.
specifically back then were like insane. So
Yes. And like there was the
yeah.
Paradise collection. I was like, I need every
Mhm.
color. I'm never gonna wear green, yellow, or black, but I need to have them.
That was a good the Paradise, the one with was it the one okay, first there's two options. Was it the one with Maui or was it the one with all the rainbow of colors with holographic glitter?
Mhm.
Yes.
I like that one.
The
Yeah.
Maui I'm pretty sure came from a monthly manicure. I think.
Yes. Yeah.
Mhm.
Those were
Like
good
under a
too.
palm tree and stuff, maybe when you used to include like
Yes.
water slide
Yeah.
stickers.
I was just trying to remember like my first memories of both of you, and I'm having a hard time. And I was thinking, uh oh, I really hope that like my divorce isn't gonna, what do you call it? Like cloud all
Block
of that
everything.
like memory. But remembering both those collections, I think we're good. I think it's just it's just spotty.
Do you remember the what was it called? It was that TikTok sound that went around like, "These are my ladies.
Yes.
I dream of her." Those were
do.
some of my favorite colors. Like, still, Genie is one of my favorite blacks we've ever made. And it's
should
like,
bring them back.
I don't know if you can make it. I'm sure you could make like a new
I can.
like version of them.
Oh, I can. I can make
I've
them.
asked you for Genie so many times, but
I
that
don't
whole
have
collection
any
was,
memory
like,
of that.
Really good. That whole collection was good. That's like around the same like time. If you can like, I don't know if anybody like watching was around during that time too. It like, when I think of those collections, it like brings me straight back there. It's insane.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There are certain
Like-
ones like that.
The first chunky glitter, I think I bought Chandelier, which was the chunky glitter. That was one of the first colors I bought. And then I bought a lot of the colors that we did with the butterflies. That was the next like giant purchase I made, was like every color from that day. And it had like a chunky purple I put on once, and then was like, who do I think I am? And then like butterflies. And I was like, who knew that I wanted to put butterflies in every nail? But I needed every color. So
And yet this entire time you never had Budapest. I had to send Aubrey a jar, because every time you make Budapest, she's like, I really should get it. I can't believe I haven't got it. And I was like, girl, I'm sending you a jar. Like,
I have like 5 to 6 personal jars of Budapest.
me too.
Like,
I just don't wear blacks often. So
I'm
like,
looking at them.
Yeah.
It's such
I
good
have like
color
a
that I
bunch of
should
them over
have.
there. Yeah, everyone should have Budapest. Also, by the way, about butterflies, this is like a spoiler, but oh well. The Euphoria collection, has these new butterflies that I found that I actually have no idea how anyone's gonna use them, but they're so cool. I couldn't, like, not. They're literally like a full cutout of a butterfly, and then the butterfly itself is like glittery.
Ooh.
But it's thick, so you'd have to like put it like on top as like a, I don't know, like a whatever. But anyway, they were so perfect for Euphoria. I was like, I have to get them and I have to put them in the box. So
There's
I don't
so
know
many
exactly.
creative people.
Yeah,
They're
they're gonna
find
figure
really
it
cool
out.
ways to use it.
They're gonna
Did
figure
you
it out.
see, who was it? I think it was maybe Juanita. Did you see her punch the monkey nails? She
Yes,
literally
the
like,
monkey?
sculpted a monkey on her.
No way.
Yes. I was like, how do people do that? You're so right. We have a lot of like creative people that are gonna be like, a butterfly glitter, I can work with that.
Yeah, it's so cool. So I had to put it in there. Now I'm trying to look up Juanita's manicure. Anyway, Kelly, your next question for you.
We kind of just talked about how long you've been a part of Tundra Dip. Do you remember like year-ish? How long has it been? I feel like we were around the same time. Yeah.
I was
That's
a little
insane.
after you. Yeah, crazy. Like, it's a whole monkey. Like, what?
How do you do that?
I've looked at this before. I feel like it was, but like January of 23 is when I purchased. I think that's what it was. Like, I had been around since 22, but I hadn't purchased anything yet.
I was gonna say, I feel like I remember like 22-ish. And I did the same. I like lurked for
Yeah.
a while.
Like, I was there all fall and winter of like 22, I think, because I remember a lot from then, but I didn't buy anything yet. But I remember like Just Naked and Chandelier were like the first colors that I put on my fingers.
I
And that's
probably
when I
can
realized
find
that I'm
this
way cooler
information.
than I thought.
You definitely can.
Do you know, Aubrey, do you want to know how many orders you've had?
Sure.
210.
I feel like I could do better than that.
Good answer. Good answer.
Okay, I'm going all
Yes,
the way
but
back.
remember the black bags? I have had many an order that came in the black bag.
Yes. Holy shit.
Black
The
bag?
black poly mailers. We used to joke like if you got a black poly mailer, you like did some damage.
It felt
January
like it was a
6th.
garbage bag.
January 6th of 2022.
What,
my
a whole
gosh.
year off. Okay.
Yeah.
Your
Actually,
first
yeah, you
order
know what? That
was
makes
a
sense because my dad passed away in 21, so then I probably had just
Could
started
be.
like delving into
Mm-hmm.
finding communities online.
Yeah,
your
I think it
first
was
order
2021.
was a two-color starter kit with nail tools, and you picked beige me and chandelier.
And then I also, right after that, I think I got Just Naked, and I ended up putting Just Naked and Chandelier on my fingers.
Just Naked, Lady Godiva, and White
Yep.
Sands.
I never use
Ooh,
White
White
Sands.
Sands is good.
Actually, the one time I went live on TikTok, I found White Sands, and I needed to show everybody because it used that texture stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it's called, but the texture stuff, and it is straight up yellow tan. I am so pink. I cannot wear yellow tan. And I was like, this color looks exactly like what it is, sand, but I
Mm-hmm.
can't wear it. And it was
I'm
so cool
looking through
texture.
I'm looking through all of your orders, and almost all of the colors don't have a picture anymore, which means they've been deleted off of
Mm-hmm.
off of our archive. So like you have a lot of colors that we don't like even have in our system anymore,
Yeah, I have
which is great.
a bin that lives in my living room behind my chair that has colors that I won't necessarily wear anymore. But I can't throw them away because they're old and discontinued.
They're like collector's items now.
Right?
That's why I think when we named something Kaboom recently, I feel like we have a Kaboom, but it was a clearance color.
We have a blue kaboom, I think, from a couple years ago. It's like blue and holographic glitter, I think.
Maybe it's that one. There's just some names where I'm always like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that was something at one point.
Trust me, I do that all the time. I'm like, we can't do that. And then I search it up and it's gone. And I'm like, I guess we can't.
Never
Guess
mind,
we
we can do it again.
Which label did your first order, like the jar, was? Do you
It
remember?
didn't have a sticker. I never got one that had the sticker on the jar, but I don't have any with the sticker on it.
Okay, so
But I
yours.
think when I was buying them though, I think I just wasn't buying the colors that were old
Mm-hmm.
enough to have the stickers because it was like I was on a live and it was like every color that existed I needed, but I wasn't
Yeah,
going
so
on the
you were getting
website
the
and
new
getting
ones.
other ones. I
That
think.
makes sense.
Do you remember, was I still like inventory based or live color based? Do you remember like what I'm talking about? Like there was a time
Inventory.
where I had a lot of like colors on the shelf. And then there were
No, it was
times
before
where
that.
okay. Cuz there was like a time where like I kept inventory of like colors.
So it was before you bought all of the shelves and the blue
Wow.
insert. It was
Yeah.
before all of that. Like I remember when you put those shelves up.
So
Yeah.
I was making colors to order then
hmm
back then. So every
But you were
single
using
order I was making.
the small like Ninja Bullet and the teeny tiny little baby spoons. But you would make like like nine of one color, and like that
Mm-hmm.
was that.
Mhm.
Which I think is one of
Wow.
the other reasons why the clearance lives went so crazy. Because I remember the one with like Enchantress. Somebody sent you a big box of glitter from somebody that was
Mm-hmm.
crafting. And like those glitters, it was literally like, we'll never see these again. We have
Yeah.
to
Mhm.
do it now. And like I
Mhm.
still have, I think I bought like green light, which is a literal
That
bright
was
green
so
glitter.
good. That one's so good.
But I am not a
I
green,
love that color.
I am not a green glitter nail person,
You're not.
but I own it and I won't get rid of
Good.
it.
I'm
It was
looking it
clearance.
up.
It's a
It's
collector's
still
item.
not there. Yeah, we don't
Because
It's
have it.
like,
green light went with earth, which was
uh-huh.
the green and blue
I love Earth.
temp
I should bring
changer.
Earth.
You should.
It was good.
It's like a sage.
Every time I make Earth, nobody buys it, and I love Earth.
It doesn't make sense to me because it's a really pretty color.
It's a green to blue, and it looks like Earth from space. Like it's really cool. Oh, there's a cat.
Sorry,
Aubrey, do
she's
you have
flirting with me.
pets? Do you have pets, Aubrey?
Um, no, Chris, because my husband's a firefighter. I know you know who Chris is, but my husband's a firefighter, so he kind of goes off gallivanting a lot. So I like
What a
he
wild thing to say.
um um he's just gone a lot, so it'd be hard, especially like I work long shifts when I work during the week. So there would be a lot of time where the animals would just be by themselves. So we do borrow, like, his mom has two dogs and one of them likes our schedule better, so we do steal him sometimes. But he also loves Chris's sisters still live at home because they're younger, so he loves hanging out with them too. So he gets the best of both worlds. He comes and hangs out with us, and then he goes back and snuggles with them.
I love that. That's like almost like being an auntie, you know,
Yes.
or a
You can return them
grandparent.
when you're tired of them.
Yeah. Callie, I have a question for you. Would you like to
Okay.
share with the class what happened to your chair?
Dude, it broke. I'm so mad. We got these chairs like, what, a month? 2 months ago?
Whenever we
And
started.
I went and I looked on Amazon. I looked at my orders and it said my return window closed. And I was like, all right, well, like, why'd it break then? Like, what am I supposed to do about it?
Why did it break?
One of the legs, so like, we barely sit in it, like, ever. Sometimes I sit in it to read, and sometimes, like, when Dylan's over, he'll sit in it to, like, game or whatever. But it's very lightly used, and he knows I use it for work. Like, I drilled it into his head. I was like, if you're gonna sit in this chair, you need to not sit in it like you're a tall 6 foot dude. Like, be gingerly with it because it's for work. It wasn't my money. And he was like, okay, okay, I will. So I know, like, if you tell Dylan something like that, he's gonna take it to heart. And so, so he
That's
sits
good.
in it very gently. We take good care of it. The only other person that sits in it is Astro. And he sat in it the other day, and the leg literally just gave out. And he was like, babe, the chair broke. And I was like, what do you mean the chair broke? And he was like, the leg just came off. And I was like, what do you mean the leg just came off? And I flipped it upside down, and lo and behold, the leg literally did just come off. And it's not like the screws where you like put it into the thing that anchors it into it. It's the actual anchors that you screw the screws into, like, came out of the chair. So it wasn't like welded properly or something, so it's not fixable, so the chair's dead. So we joked about whose chair was going to break first, and we all said it was Mia's because she didn't screw anything in the way she was supposed to, but I guess it was mine because I screwed it the way I was supposed to, and it wasn't good enough.
The
You
chair
followed
saga.
directions and you're being
I
punished.
did. I did. They
That's
are
how life
replacing it
is,
for
by
me,
the
though.
way. That is literally how life
yeah.
is, by the way. When you follow the directions, you get punished for it. It's always how it is. Um, okay, let's see. How did you... Okay, so you were into dip before us, yes?
No, no,
No? I was gonna say, my question is, how did you get into dip?
you.
Me?
I honestly, I never did my nails ever because I was a cheerleader for 11 years and then I was in nursing school and then I was a nurse. And you're not allowed to have nail polish when you're a cheerleader or in nursing school, and usually when you're a nurse on the floor. That is wishy washy, depends on where you work. So I just never did it. So I never really got into getting my nails done. I mean, occasionally I would get them done, but like gel always peeled right off my fingers. I was uninterested in gel. And then I saw dip and I was like, that sounds like a way to not break my nails all the time because I am very clumsy. But like not as in I'll fall all over the place, but like I whack my hands on stuff all the time.
Dude,
And
yeah.
I'm always looking, I'm like, oh, I chipped my nail. Okay, great. And then using dip, I have not had to deal with my nails breaking as much. So you got me.
Um, what kind of nurse are you?
Well, I am a nurse practitioner, which I don't. There different states call them different things. So I'm an advanced practice registered nurse. Some places call them like advanced practice nurses. I work at a CVS minute clinic. Not every state has those either. Um, but
CVS?
CVS minute clinic. So it is basically I describe it as like a step below an urgent care. I can do a lot, but there's certain things like if you break your foot, please don't come see me. Um, I won't have the right tools to fix you. Um, but I can prescribe medicine. I'm not here to replace an MD or a DO, a doctor. But there's a lot of things that I can do to help people, and that's what I do now. My background is in cardiac and respiratory rehab. If you know Denny Duquette,
Hey.
if you know Denny Duquette from Grey's Anatomy, he had a machine that pumped his heart for him called an LVAD. Those are the types of patients that I worked with at work when I worked at the hospital. I also did some nurse educating. So yeah, I've done a lot in my
How
9
many
years.
times have I consulted you about whether or not I'm going to have a heart attack?
Um, I really think only like 3 or 4.
I was gonna say
Only.
Aubrey's our resident, like, Aubrey, am I dying? Like
Do
Um,
I need to go to the hospital,
I
Aubrey?
actually don't think I knew that you like specialized in cardiac and respiratory. That
Me
makes a
either.
lot of sense. Like, context wise, I have like a lot of long lasting, like, effed up shit from COVID, specifically cardiac and respiratory.
yes.
So throughout the like 5 years that I've known Aubrey, she's been on that journey with me, and I've constantly asked her, like, am I gonna die? Why can't I breathe? All of these things. I don't think I knew that that was like your specialty. I thought I was just like, oh, she's so awesome.
Well, it's
Also,
not
So it's
anymore.
really
disclosure.
like funny.
Disclosure, she does always tell me the like disclosures of like, I can't technically give you this
Yes.
advice. Like, you need to go actually see a real doctor. So, just for like the board and whatever, like, Aubrey's very appropriately talking to us about these
I
things
tell you
and
who to
not
see,
giving
what
medical
specialist
advice.
to go see, or I tell you to get a primary care doctor.
Yeah.
Also,
Mm-hmm.
um, I have to say, like all of my friends, even like in-person friends, you guys, like I feel like everybody they're pretty darn respectful when it comes to like
That's good.
asking for advice or opinions, or nobody's like, can you write me an antibiotic prescription? I mean, like Chris will make a joke here or there, but he knows I would never do that. So I don't know. I feel like my friends are pretty darn respectful about the fact that I,
That's
try to do
good.
what I'm supposed to do and follow the law.
Yeah, agreed. I don't know that I would ever think to ask you for a prescription. That would be like,
Mm-mm.
wow. That would
I
be
You
don't
crazy.
can't
think I
have
knew
one for
that. I don't think I knew that you could write prescriptions, or I would have asked you to get me on Vyvanse years ago. All of our conversations, all of my complaints, and not once did I be like, well, Aubrey could just do that for me.
Yeah.
You guys also live in different states that I can't practice in. So,
Oh, damn.
That makes a lot of sense.
but for you guys, it's mostly, yeah, you should go see this person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But even
It's
me,
so
that's a
funny
lot of what
because
it is.
I have no idea that you were like cardiac, and I always am like, I think I might be having a heart attack.
Yeah, I remember when you overdosed on caffeine.
Yeah, that was
Oh my
scary.
god. Yeah, it makes a lot more sense why she was like so concerned now.
When I was like, I want to take a
That's what she
bath, and
does.
you're like, no, under no circumstances are you allowed to get in the bath right now.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I specifically remember sitting in my basement and being like, I don't know, this is bad.
Something happened. I don't know what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I had to end the live early, I'm pretty sure. It was not good.
You did.
Yeah.
You did. It was
Yeah.
really scary.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Okay, Callie, you pick a question now.
I'm looking at the list. What are some of your favorite TD memories? That's a fun one.
Definitely the clearance lives. Because I feel like the clearance lives turned into like Tundra After Dark type vibes where we went later than we normally would, or the names were all absolutely ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And um, I don't know. I feel like the people that stay like towards the end of streams, I feel like those are like, the people that have been around forever and like they know that it's fun the whole
Mm-hmm.
darn time, not just like a quick pop in. And the community itself, like every like Facebook message is so fun. I love that we did the Discord. I feel like people are talking more, not and like talking about nails is really fun, but I like that people are building, and they have been for a long time, but we've built like a community that's not just about nails, and the dip is the base that's kind of holding us all together, but like we're all like we're all, I mean, like friends in a way, right? Like, even if we're just technically acquaintances, like, there's people that I don't necessarily talk to like every single day, but like, I also don't talk to you guys every single day. I don't talk to like friends that live in my state every single day. I feel like it's nice having adults that are
Mm-hmm.
like adult friendships are very different than teenage friendships.
Hmm.
And it's nice that we all can like come together once a week on a Thursday and like be there for everybody. We've had people share really sad announcements like having cancer. We've had people share things like I know someone's son is coming back from basic soon. Like we've just shared so many like big things in everybody's lives that I think it's a really magical little community. It's not little,
Aw.
but it's a really magical little place.
I mean, we had a customer pass away. Do
Yeah.
you
Mm-hmm.
remember?
Yes.
That was super sad too. Like there's been some things that and her granddaughter, I believe
Yep.
it was her granddaughter, came
Yeah.
and she had passed her collection on to her granddaughter and her granddaughter then started joining and it was just like
Mm-hmm.
very special like in that way. And I remember that was very sad, very sad. But but yeah, there's been a lot that's gone on. And Callie's been trying to get me to do a clearance live for a while for like months, like
I have.
six months, I think, roughly. Yeah.
Sorry, I don't think I bring
And
it up that often. In my head,
but
it's like, oh, we could do this. I'm never like, we need to do this.
sometimes I need to be reminded of like a clearance life of how it would be now. The way I'm thinking of it would be like these big bags of powder that like we may or may not sell all of them and then it's a problem because we have a bunch of powder on hand and
Right.
blah blah blah. But she also has tried to get me to like go back to doing like a clearance live with like the small blender and see and I'm
Yeah.
like, well then that's a problem because then it's, very limited amounts and blah blah blah. But maybe there's like a midpoint I can find,
Yeah.
um and do like an in between situation. Because I don't always understand. Callie like has a good perspective from like a customer perspective because she's the only one on the team that was a customer first.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And so I don't always like appreciate uh every like idea she has from that perspective in its full like capacity.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like hearing another person talk about it in that way and how fun it was and how like it's causing me to remember. And I used to have fun with them, and somewhere along the line, I stopped having fun with clearance.
Mm.
I don't know if it's just because there's a lot of opinions that happen, and it's hard for me to like please everybody, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, when you're trying to please everybody, it is hard to think about like, okay, what's enough where people aren't going to get upset that I don't have any more versus like what's too much where then I don't sell something and then that's
Yeah.
lost income. So I could see that being really like a complicated dichotomy of trying to figure it out.
That is definitely like, I think the biggest factor that's like changed from the old like baby bullet clearance lives the way we used to do them to like the more recent. They kind of turned into like we kind of had to start referring to things as like limited rather than
Yeah.
clearance because sometimes like they wouldn't sell out in that like period where we switched from having like being able to make 8 jars and they would sell out immediately but nobody would be like really mad kind of thing
Yeah.
to like 8 jars selling out immediately and people would be really mad. So we had to make more, but then we would be like, everybody, like, you gotta check out right away because they're gonna sell out and then things would sit. Like, it became a really hard balance to figure out how to even, like, explain clearance lives to people. So they turned into limited colors, and I think that's kind of like where the hang up is now, is like figuring out what that balance is to make enough that you don't make everybody upset, but also make it feel like that old kind of like rush and like it's gone in 30 seconds and it's never going to be made again kind of thing. If we could figure out how to like capture that feeling again, that would be really cool.
FOMO kind of did that a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
FOMO's a little bit like that. But I've been feeling a little weird about FOMO lately just because of shipping costs. So I don't know. We'll have to figure that out.
Oh, yeah.
But that's okay. Do you have any ride or die colors?
Firefly and Even Star.
Firefly, I
There's
haven't
one
heard of for a while.
color. What is it called? I think maybe... Is it cherry lips, maybe? There's one color I specifically like. It's one of those like really old, like kind of iridescent sun changers. That I remember like you loving. And
Yeah,
it's we
that's really
never
good
bring
too.
it back. Yeah.
Um, that one's really good. I just really there's something about Firefly. I like Sun Changers a lot, which is another reason why I like the cherry lips. I think you're right. That's the name. I really like Sun Changers. Even though I live somewhere that is both hot and cold, and yes, yes, that is Firefly. um, it's like such a perfect change, and I love both of the colors. Like I feel like sometimes like cherry lips, it's a whitish nude that turns a little bit pinky red. I don't always wear pinky reds, and I also don't always wear white. So like it's a beautiful color, but I don't like reach for it all the time. Whereas like Firefly, I like purples and I like that like mauvey pink color. And it's like that perfect. I like both colors. I like the glitter. The glitter isn't super overpowering. It doesn't make me feel like I'm wearing an all glitter manicure. Because also sometimes that's something that I think about. Like I don't always want to go for like all glitter. But I also am not someone that does 4 colors, 3 to 4 colors on a hand. I just don't anymore. I used to, but I just don't. So it's almost like the perfect in between for me. And then Even Star will always have my heart. It's like the beautiful, it's perfect. It's gold, champagne, and silver, like all in one color. And the Lord of the Rings reference will get me every time. My dad and I watch Lord of the Rings every Friday that my mom went to work. So there's just something about Even Star that like, even though I don't wear it very often because I kind of like protect it at all costs, I will always love it. And anytime someone says they need a color, I will say Even Star every time. It kind of goes with almost everything.
I hope you
Now,
know Even Star is like your color in my brain.
That's
Like
good. I'll
if
take
if
that.
if Even Star gets like said, I think of you. Or if somebody's like, "What's a color that like gives Aubrey?" It's Even Star. Like that's your color.
Callie, yours for me is Cherry Bomb.
Yes. Oh, I love that.
Also, for
Thank
Aubrey
you.
a little bit, Pull the Curtain. I don't know why,
Yeah,
but that
it's
one's
because
similar.
it was from the book club, the first book club book and it was my recommendation of a book.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
You know, now that we've opened up like collections a little more, like pop culture collections, and we're getting more comfortable with that. Oh, I would love to do a Lord of the Rings one. Oh, that would make me so happy.
Like The Hobbit is such a good
Please.
hot hot the
Hobbit
Hobbit
hole.
hole.
Hobbit hole.
There's that one, and then there's Willow, which is another green. I need like something in between those two that doesn't go to a lime green.
All right.
Because Willow
I
is like so pretty, but it goes to lime green, and I rock lime green, and then I'm like, this is not.
This is not me.
I want the other one, but I'm never cold enough for that.
I'm thinking like a Legolas color would be like
Yes.
kind of sick.
Yes.
And like yeah, I don't know. There's some good.
Well,
Um,
we don't really have like ethereal anymore. That would have to be like a comeback color.
It's funny
Like
you say
like
that.
Tuesday, unless that's changing.
it's
I'm pretty
brought
sure we
back
I'm
just
this
did it
thinking
week.
last night. Yeah.
like even like mithril, which is like the material they use. They talk about it in The Hobbit, but it's that silvery material that Frodo's like
Mm-hmm.
chainmail basically is made out of. That's also really pretty. It gives Even Star vibes, but it's more on the silver
Even Star,
side.
but silver.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, yeah. So I feel like Lord of the Rings. They're making a new movie.
What?
They're making a new movie. Gandalf is in it. Frodo is in it. They haven't really announced other people yet, but like Aragorn said he wants to do it. Legolas says he wants it. Like they're all like, "Yup, I'm in."
Vigo.
Yes.
That's so exciting. I was very partial to The Hobbit. So like I liked Lord of the Rings obviously because it was like same like whatever. But The Hobbit was always like my favorite. So I know more about The Hobbit than I do about like the little details of Lord of the Rings, especially since it's like so far removed from me now. But like you're saying all of these things and I'm like, oh, Like, we could totally do like a Smaug color,
Yeah.
like gold and
Well, so
so
Aubrey,
good.
it was so funny. Like Zach has never seen any of the movies, like any of Hobbit, anything, whatever. And this is when I was preparing for Black Friday. I had The Hobbit on, like in a loop. Like I think I had watched all the movies 3 times, like while I was prepping for Black Friday. And this is all while jarring the like advent colors. Like it took me that long. And so Zach was in and out because our shops are like right next to each other, and he's watching it or whatever. And he's like, "That's not how it happened in the book." And I was like, "Hold on." I was like, "You don't read." I'm like, "How? You haven't seen the movies, but you read the book?" And he's like, "Yeah, I've read The Hobbit." I was like, "What the fuck?" Anyway, I
That's
thought you
lore
would
about
maybe
your
enjoy
husband
that.
I never would have
It
known.
is. It's like the
What?
least Zach sentence I've ever heard in my life. Bonnie was
It's
like,
like-
Zach read The Hobbit, and I was like, what?
It was like the day I found out that he also lived in Miami. He was like, I was like, "Oh, I want to go to Miami." He's like, "Oh, I lived there." I'm like, "What? You lived in Miami? At what point in your life did you live in Miami?"
That
Sure
man has
enough.
lived 1,000 lives.
I know.
I
Genuinely.
feel the
Like,
same
you'll
way
never.
about Chris. Like he'll say something. We've been together literally almost 9 years at this point, which is insane. And I'm like, "What did you just say? What did you What did you do when you
It's like
visited
new
your
lore
friend in college?"
unlocked.
It's like
Yeah.
he leaves little like nuggets of stories, and then he'll tell the same story over and over and over, but he'll add things in that he didn't tell me before. So like every time I'm like, "You've told me this story 7,000 times," but then he'll add something, and I'm like, "What?
That's not
Wait,
how the story goes.
that's a
Maybe
new."
he's telling you over and over and over because he's trying to, like, fill out the puzzle in his head. It's like every time he tells you, he remembers something new, and it's like a new puzzle piece
He and his friend
of
were
the
a little
story.
crazy in college. It sounds like it's so funny. If we had gone to the same high school, we never would have met.
Mm-hmm.
Never would have met. Never would have met. Never would have thought of dating him.
Yeah.
Like he probably would have been like, "Who the heck is this cheerleader?" Which I hung out with like the theater people. I didn't hang out really with a lot of the cheerleaders, but like he would have been like, "Who is this?" Never went to a pep rally. Never went to like any of these things, and I was like forced to go to pep rallies, forced to go to football games, forced to go to like.
Mm-hmm.
So it's so interesting because even in college, like I didn't really party. I didn't really do any of that. So like I genuinely we would have never met. And it just so happened we met on Bumble, and it just so happened to be that like he drives around a lot. We lived like 35 minutes away from each other. He happened to be near me at one point when I happened to be on Bumble and
Oh,
happened to
That's
swipe.
really cool.
And then like he happened to also see and also swiped. Like
a
That's
roaming
cool.
Bumble.
yeah. And
Look at how the
he's
internet has changed your
yes.
life.
Like he's a grass guy. Like he genuinely like was at a turf farm looking at grass that happens to be near my house.
Well, there you go.
Because
Pretty cool.
he would be like, "Oh yeah, I'm in Massachusetts," or "Hey, I'm in New York." I'm like, "What are you doing? Like, what do you mean? Didn't you work today?" He's like, "Yeah, I just quickly, popped over 2.5 hours to New York. It's fine."
I love, like, one of my favorite things to think about that, like, rules my entire, like, brain sometimes is the whole, like, butterfly effect, like, thing. It's insane to go back in, like, your life and think about certain moments, and if even, like, one little teensy tiny detail was, like, different, you would be in a completely different place. It's crazy.
Well, and it's
I
crazy
love that.
about other like things that I have coming up in the next couple of months that like my mom's helping me plan and things and being like, "Oh, well, like I have to invite Bonnie and Callie." And then she'll be like, "Who are they?" I'm like, "Oh, well, like Bonnie's the one that owns Tundra Dip," and like, and then she's like, "Oh, yeah, okay." And there's like no question. Whereas like if this was me, because I mean, like I used to have friends from like Kick or like some of those other like online things.
Yikes. Holy God.
Tiny Chat was another one. I have a couple people that I still talk to from there. But like, she would have been like, "What are you talking about? What do you mean, internet friends? What do you mean?
That's concerning.
Who are you talking? What do you mean you're talking to people?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, them. Okay."
I love
Yeah.
that.
Well,
And
same
my
thing.
sister's
Like,
name is Callie, and even my sister Callie is always like, I'll be talking, and then she's like, "Oh, that's your Callie. That's your friend from like Tundra Dip and stuff, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
I love that. So we
Same
made
thing, Callie.
internet friends not scary anymore. Look at us
Right.
go.
With the butterfly effect thing, Callie, I was thinking about it, and if your username wouldn't have had your name in it, I don't know that we would have like connected as well because I constantly thought you were from California. Do you remember this?
Yes.
And that
Yes.
was why we interacted so frequently was because
Yeah.
I constantly thought that you were from California.
And
then
I constantly had to be like, no. Or I think maybe it was an order packing live one time. It's just like popping into my memory. Maybe it was an order packing live where I like remember because you used to like ask for people's order numbers and you would like go through and pick and pack like on live and you would do like freebies and that kind of thing. I remember you picked mine one time and you went and you like looked at my address and you were like, why does it say you're from Maryland? And I was like, I'm from Maryland.
It's literally this. I'm having the same thing with a customer, and I've been having it for like a year. Angela H. Her username is AH, and I think Amber Heard every single time I see it.
We should do an episode like that where we pull customer names and tell them like what our
Associate.
thoughts of. Yeah.
I quite literally think Amber. Her name is Amber every single time I like talk to her, and I have to correct myself.
My mom calls me Bree. Like my family calls me Bree, but then so people do that, Callie. They go,
Huh?
"What?"
Yeah.
And then I go, "It's more than half of my name.
No,
It's
just
two
not.
letters removed."
I'm like, that's not your name at all.
because
And then I'm
people
like,
people immediately go
Aubrey.
Brianna,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're like, "Why do they call you Bree?" And I'm like, AUBREY,
Yeah,
Bree.
Bree.
And then they're like, "Oh, that's weird." I'm like,
It's better
"Okay."
than Ob, you know, or
That's true.
Aw.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like I have friends that call me Obs, but it's more so like
Mhm.
I have a friend. Well, like Callie will call me Obs,
Yeah,
but
Kelly.
Am
like
I
I
am I
have
supposed to? Am I not supposed to?
no, that's fine.
Should I
But like
change it?
I don't care. I have a friend. Her name is Katie. Well, she goes by Katie. Her name is Catherine. But like she hates getting called Cat. But like I've called her Cat since like
Mm-hmm.
7th, 8th grade, and then she calls me Obs. So we basically call each other the nickname that we're not giant fans of. I don't mind when people I'm close to call me Obs. It doesn't bother me. But like people I used to work with would randomly call me Obs, and I'm like,
Yeah,
you do not know me enough to call me like a really ugly sound.
I get
Uh-huh.
that.
As a bonbon, I have the same thing. You are not nobody. There are like 3 people in my life who are allowed to call me bonbon, and
Yeah.
you are not it. And
Right.
who does it? Des does it by accident all the time, and I'm like, it's fine, like it's fine. But also, what is it? Brooklyn. The entire family calls her Brookie. And I didn't know she didn't like to be called that
She
outside
doesn't?
of the family. No.
Oh.
Got
So I had to
No.
bring that up. Yeah, because I was like, the whole family calls her Brookie. And now at work, like, people are calling her Brookie. And then I heard her say that once. She's like, I don't like that. I was like, oh, I had no
It's
idea.
one of those things where like a nickname just kind of like sticks, especially if it's easier to say. So like you hear everybody else saying it, and you're like, oh, maybe I'm supposed to like say that. Maybe they like it. Maybe it's endearing, or it's easier.
I think it's hard when
And
someone's
it just
young
sticks.
too. Like being young, you've had something stick, but like also being younger. Like Brookie sounds younger.
Mm-hmm.
So like I could see somebody. I mean, like she's an adult. She's getting married soon. Like
Mm-hmm.
I could see her being like, I don't really want a friend to call
Yeah.
me the adult Brookie.
Mhm.
It's an adorable nickname, but like I could see that being something where it's like I don't. It doesn't make me feel like
Yeah.
it makes me feel like a younger kid. So I could see that being tough.
I've had a couple young cousins just cross the like 20 something mark, and they've corrected me on their nicknames like this past year. Like, that's not my name. I'm like, oh, okay, all right.
Growing up, are we?
Yeah. Aubrey, what is the latest you've ever stayed up to shop?
Um, I'm I
I know
definitely
you're
shopped,
an early bed person though. Like,
but I
that's
used
the
to work night shift, so there was definitely
Mm-hmm.
times that I've shopped like middle of the night before.
Mm-hmm.
Because I still worked nights when um I started buying. I didn't go to day shift for a while, so like there were definitely times not stayed up intentionally to shop, but I was awake at 3, 4, or 5 in the morning and probably purchased something on a break
Mm-hmm.
of some kind. I
As of
definitely,
recent,
I
definitely like
never,
Black Friday, right?
I never stayed up for Black Friday, but it's because I'm an hour ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So like midnight is 1 a.m. So like this year I
Mm-hmm.
did it. This year I did it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
in past years, like I've been in bed with the goal of staying awake. And then I just like slowly pass out next to my phone. So this year I stayed down in the living room because Chris goes to bed at like 9:30 because he
Mm-hmm.
gets up really early.
Mm-hmm.
So I fixed it. I stayed downstairs in the light and I
I
was
feel
able to
like
stay up.
in recent years, if we ever do anything like late, every once in a while I'll get an Aubrey text being like, "Can you tell me if I have to stay up for this or not? Like, how good is it, and will I be sad?"
Please
I
tell
mean,
me because I want to
Mm-hmm.
be there to support, but also I need to go to bed.
who is besides us, is there any network of customers, like our customers, that you connect with outside of, like, do you know what I'm saying? Like specific people
Yeah,
that are
so
like your people.
I've talked to Kat a lot since we started the Discord. I don't remember what Kat's last name is, but I've talked to Kat a lot. Gracie also, we talk a lot.
I've noticed that one, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that little like group of very involved like Discord people. I see
Yeah.
you guys. You're like all little besties. I love it. I
I'm
love it.
obsessed with Grace's dog. So, I mean,
Dog
I
is so
really like
cute.
Grace also as a human, but I am really
Mhm.
obsessed with her dog. You can see her soul in her eyeballs. There's just something magical about it.
Uh-huh.
Like they're just
Bonnie, Grace just
they
bought a
sparkle.
house.
Oh, exciting.
Grace
That's
just bought a
fun.
house.
Good for
Did she
her.
move?
I think so.
No,
I think it was like really quick turnaround. Has she not moved in yet?
I don't think she's moved in. I think if I remember correctly, maybe I'm wrong, but I know she has her apartment for a little longer. I think she's trying to
Mm.
redecorate some things or like at least
They
her
like
basement
have it.
is
They're
neon
doing things
yellow.
in it, but they're not in it yet.
Like
Also, this is like a sad thing to say, but I just came to my memory. There is a phenomenon where Tundra Dip customers' houses burn down. Like, how
hmm,
many houses have burned down of customers that we've like? Because a lot of times when that happens, we try to like replace most of their collection for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why this like came to my brain, but that's a sad moment for me to just bring up. But anyway, out of the blue, but it's been
Congrats,
like
Gracie, if you're watching. Like, check your fire alarms.
3 or 4. So please, everybody
Yeah.
check your fire alarms. It's been
Mm-hmm.
like 3 or 4 people whose homes have like completely like to the ground,
Yeah.
like
if
burnt.
you have a house that's natural gas, please call the fire department. If you smell gas, do not
Oh
smell.
yeah, firefight your wife.
Don't call the
Yes.
gas company. We actually my town on Monday a house exploded. Like actually like completely exploded, bottom to top exploded.
Was
Um
someone in it?
yes. Um
Sad.
so there was one person in it. But like I live like a good 10 to 13 minutes I would say away and like our neighbor his garage doors like shook and fell down.
Oh my
The
god.
Chris was there for 9 hours. 9 hours.
What
That's
else from the
insane.
firefighter's wife? What else should Tundra Dip people be doing? Because obviously this has been an
Make,
epidemic,
make sure make sure you have your carbon monoxide detectors too. It's not just a
dude.
fire detector, it should be both.
There's also one only I found this out the other day because carbon monoxide's a big thing for us because Zach does power washing in our garage.
Hmm.
So he has a gas powered power washer and sometimes like we've had 2 instances lately where like our carbon monoxide went off in the house. And we found this out recently because he was looking into it. There are only like one specific brand, and I'm sorry, I don't know what it is, but there's one specific brand of detector that detects it before the deadly levels.
Yeah,
Like,
most of them are
there's,
up higher.
yeah, most of them are like you're already at deadly levels if you're
What's the point?
yeah, well because
You're like
you're not
dead on the
gonna
floor and it's like beep.
unless you're sleeping, you're not gonna like have an issue or whatever. Like you're gonna notice probably maybe, but yeah. So literally like there we had one day where I was like having a headache and I was in my office and I'm just like, oh, this is just terrible. And it was like the first day he got that power washer, and then we our detectors went off like 3 hours later. Like it was a long time.
No, like
Be cautious about CO2 detectors because
carbon monoxide is one of those things that, like, you know, when you're in school and every once in a while they do those, like, fire safety, like, when you're really young, like, fire safety, or, like, this is why you need to go to the dentist, and they do those, like, life, like, presentations and stuff. Carbon monoxide is one that has stuck with me since I was, like, a very young child. Because if you don't know me and my brain, I need to control everything. I need to know about things, and I need to be like prepared for things, and like be able to like take care of things when they need to be taken care of. So like a fire, I know the fire alarm's gonna go off and I'll be able to like either fix it or get out, right? Carbon monoxide has scared me since I was a child because you could just not know. You could have no idea, and there's nothing you can do about it. And I do think about it every once in a while. I'm like, what if I'm gonna die in 5 minutes? So that's where that reaction was coming from, hearing that.
These are the reasons.
Just like
these are the reasons that somehow you can connect with people over the internet, because who knew that we would have a wife of a firefighter and Callie, who is completely afraid of carbon monoxide, and then a wife of someone who typically like uses things that have carbon monoxide issues, like constantly have carbon monoxide clouds in our buildings. So
every single time I visit for work from now on, I'm gonna request a hotel. I might not be able to sleep in your house anymore. I'm joking, but
fine.
I'll think about it.
I mean, it is like valid. I totally get it. I usually send my dogs outside when he's power washing, so there's that. Let's see. Okay, so I thought that said sick. Sorry. I hear this is a great segue. I hear that there is some exciting news that you have to share with everyone, which is really the basis for, not that you weren't worthy of interviewing either way, but it's really the basis for doing this right here, right now, before we've even, gotten through our entire team. So I hear you have some news.
I do. I am pregnant. Surprise.
Which is particularly exciting. You've been married for a year or two? 2 years.
Yeah.
And tell us about your like journey and all that and how you've been doing.
So Chris and I struggled with fertility, so we had to see a specialist. So I actually did IUI in order to get pregnant. Which is, it's not IVF. It's not like I had like embryos made and then like outside of the womb. But I kind of say like everything was just like timed really well and then extra clean and then like put directly where it needed to be. It's kind of how I describe it. Things go where they're supposed to go. And then you kind of just hope that it works. It took me a couple cycles, but finally it worked. And pregnancy's been interesting. At the beginning, I couldn't do anything besides sleep. Like, where did December go? I'm 19 weeks tomorrow, so basically all of December. If you didn't know where I was or why I wasn't talking that much, it's because I was sleeping. Yeah, that's basically all I did was sleep in the first trimester. That was it. Sleeping and being nauseous was what I spent doing.
Did you like know you were pregnant before you took the test? You know what I'm saying?
No. So I only took a test. It was around the time I was supposed to take a test, but I had been waiting to just see if I got my period, because some people they take a test every day to see if like the medication, it'll test positive if you take it too close to when you took certain meds. So like some people, they test out. So they take a test every day until it goes negative, and then they hope that it comes positive again. I think that like destroyed me.
Yeah.
So I didn't do that, and I normally was just waiting to see if I got my period. And then it was the day before Thanksgiving, and I was like, I'm supposed to wait till Friday to test, but like I should know if I am allowed to have wine tomorrow.
Mm, it's a good call.
So I took the test, and it was very, very positive. So I did not have wine. But I it's been a very interesting journey, like finding out I was pregnant. My dad passed away a few years ago around Thanksgiving, and I found out the day before Thanksgiving that I was pregnant. So I've been very, not emotional, but I've felt very like calm about a lot of things. And I know you two know this, but I am a big planner and I get anxious very easily, and I like being in control, as Callie said. Um, and this process was a very go with the flow. Like they told you when you had to go in. They like doctors were telling you what's what. You didn't really have a say. If the day that you needed to go in happened to be a day you were working, sucks to suck, Buttercup. You got to go in. You don't have a
Mm-hmm.
choice. So it was definitely like it was anxiety inducing, and then I finally just was like, it is what it is, and I kind of got over that, which I think is helping me a lot in pregnancy because you never know what surprises may come.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think it's helped me kind of understand that I'm not necessarily in control at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, like, everybody, that's part of your manifesting mantra that you're in charge and what you want to happen is going to happen. But I feel like I felt pretty calm that, like, the universe, I'm not very religious, but I am very spiritual. And, like, having a feeling of, like, it it happened the way that it was supposed to happen, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, happened at the right time, and
And
everything's gonna be fine.
I
Mm-hmm.
remember you being like during the process being pretty like in the dumps about it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's hard because I think I was really, really optimistic about the first cycle, and it didn't
Yeah.
work. And I think that like it I was devastated because I was like I was excited about it. Like I
Yeah.
actually was like, it's gonna work. I'm not stressed about it. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna have it done, everything's gonna be fine. It's gonna work the first time. It happens.
Mm-hmm.
Other people have had that happen. Like I think I was mentally prepared for it to work. And I was like almost not manifesting, but I was like in my head, I was like, it's gonna happen. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm very like, what can go wrong? How can I prevent those wrong things from happening? What else could happen? I wouldn't say I'm negative, but I do have a pessimistic side to myself where I'm normally trying to plan for the negative things. So
Mm-hmm.
when it didn't work the first time, I was like, I was like a
Mm-hmm.
different person. How could it
Mm-hmm.
have not worked? I was so sure it was going to work. I was in such a good mood at like, how did it not work? And
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
then the second one, I felt nothing because it went from the first one was going to work to it didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, okay, my insurance needs me to do 6 of these before they'll pay for IVF. I guess I'm doing 6. Like it was
Yeah.
immediate. Like my brain immediately
Mm-hmm.
went to none of them are going to work because
Yeah.
that's just how my brain works. I know that's not how science works, clearly, but
Right.
um, I immediately flipped back to that, like, okay, well, none of them are gonna work, so it's
Yeah.
fine. So then I just kind of just like went in and I wasn't stressed about it. And then the third time I was like, it was after Chris and I had gone on vacation. We went somewhere that was really sentimental to me. I I didn't have to work the day I went in for the procedure. Like it did happen to be like a way better time. So I don't know if it was just like I was doing better. We got to spend time like our I don't know. I don't even necessarily know if it was the IUI that did it or not because we went on vacation. So like we had
Yeah.
time together timing wise. I don't know if it just like all worked out the way it was supposed to, but I it definitely was different from the other two, but not my mindset. Like I just like walked
Mm-hmm.
in and was like, yeah, yeah,
Well, and
get it
it's
over with.
the thing like people don't really talk about very often is so like there was a period of trying before this, right?
Yeah.
Which is stressful in and of itself because, every month it's like, well, I could be pregnant, right? So like you gotta like think about that all the time and and then every time you take a test, it's like you're disappointed. Like
Right.
even if you're like not trying, and you take a test, you build yourself up to a point of like, okay, well, this could be okay,
Yeah.
whatever. And you take the test, then it's like there's always like a natural sense of like, okay, that's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
It's almost
So,
like every single time in your brain, like you plan out the next 18 years of your life. Like,
mm-hmm,
as a
Yeah.
woman, you're like,
mm-hmm,
it could be, it couldn't be. And just the potential of it could be. Even if you're a woman, I think even people that don't necessarily want children. It's not to say
Yeah.
that that opinion's not valid, but again, when the very real reality is you could be looking at 18 years potentially,
Yeah.
it's you go through that entire timeline in your head in like the 2 minutes that you're waiting for the result of that test. So like even if it's not what you want, there's a sense of like, oh, which I can only imagine that being like all the time throughout the entire process because it does rely a little bit on hope, right?
Mhm.
So it's like you want to have a positive mindset and you want to be like, I'm okay with whatever happens. But again, it's very hard, and you can speak to this more than I can, but even just general, like, in a general sense, when you have something that you're constantly like, maybe this time, and it's not.
Mhm.
And then you're like, maybe this time, and it's not. It's very, very, very hard to climb yourself up that mountain every next time. So I can only imagine how like after spending years like trying to conceive on your own to then going through the process it's like this is supposed to be it. This is gonna do it. Just to have to climb that mountain a couple more times. Like I I commend you and everybody else that has been through that process and has been trying to conceive for a while without having luck. Like it's got to be tough mentally.
And when you've never been pregnant before, there's that
Yeah.
thought of like, maybe I can't. Like, and you don't
Mm-hmm.
have that every single time you get a negative test, even if you didn't want to be pregnant. Like, you're like, oh, thank God it's negative. Like, you have that thought in the back of your head of like, I wonder if I can even have kids.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody does, like, you're in the medical field. I wonder, like, nobody does any, like, testing ahead of time for women so that they know what issues that they might have going into it. And it's a huge mental like spiral that women have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She's back.
I
You're back.
apologize. Sorry about that. Somebody tried to call me. I thought I had it
No, you're
on
okay.
Do Not Disturb. I
You're right.
apologize. But like you do all the testing, and my doctor finally was like, I'll do an ultrasound to prove to you that your uterus is fine. And
It's
did an
like you start to
ultrasound.
internalize all of the like,
Yeah.
well, even if it's not me, maybe this could help.
And
And
then
it's
it's
that's like that's a lot.
then you go to the fertility specialist and they're like, actually, you both should be taking these two types. Like, you both should be on
Mm-hmm.
vitamin D. You both should be taking these things. It's not just a you,
Mm-hmm.
like, and knowing that like all of my hormones were fine, like everything was fine. And like, I put all of this like mental strain on myself thinking that it was me. And like, it didn't end up being a me problem was also something that like I had to talk to my partner about. Like, it took me a while to be like, I was for 2 years I was miserable and thinking that it was me. Like I
Well, and like there, we've been through a long period of time where like women's fertility like has been like very talked about, and how fertility issues are like on the rise and everything. And but what has the discussion that hasn't happened is that male fertility issues are also on the rise, and
yep.
like more at a more, I think, a more significant rate than women. And there's a lot of like testosterone issues, and like just and think about how many men in their 20s are balding. Like, it is insane how many men in their 20s are losing their hair. That means that like we're having hormonal issues like with men, young men. And then also with the BMI, by the way, I am overweight from my BMI. I
Yeah.
am in the overweight weight
That's
category
why I
in
was
my
like, that's a
BMI.
conversation.
Yes.
Because I don't,
Yeah.
I mean, like, as a provider, I don't use that to tell if somebody's
Hmm.
overweight or not. I just, like, I am. There is no,
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
yes, I have muscle in here, but, like, yes, I am overweight. But, like, it's interesting as somebody that, like, that's how I've been my whole life. I think it's even harder to try to, like, change my mindset of being like, it's not me. I wasn't, like,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have, and it doesn't matter as a couple we're having fertility issues, right? But
Right.
I like the mentality of it all of like taking all these supplements and doing all of these things, changing your diet if you weren't eating well, like changing everything, going to the gym if you weren't, like completely changing your
Mm-hmm.
life around and being like, okay, well, like I still don't have any success, like what else
Mm-hmm.
do I do?
Hmm.
There's something to be said about the experience of like a woman in
Yeah.
society. I think especially in a time where if you if you could just like imagine what it's going to be like in 1,000 years looking at history books, like I would imagine we are in the time where we are just now starting to give a shit about women.
Yeah.
Um and so it's very, I could go on about this for hours, but just the female experience in terms of like when you look at all of these studies that are done, clinical studies and stuff like that on disorders, on like everything pretty much. It's all tampons. It's all modeled after male systems and
Hmm.
systems that are not
Old
supportive of
male
us.
systems.
You
Old
old. Yes.
white
You look
male
at like
systems.
ADHD, for example. I mean,
Yeah.
we could have an episode on that in general because I could talk forever again. But like for years since I was a child, I can trace exactly back to where it started and the complete lack of support or options I was given until I decided at 25 that I could no longer live like this because you don't study ADHD in women. And now that they are, they're finding out it manifests completely differently. So,
Yep.
like, no shit, women weren't getting diagnoses.
And the medication that you are on now, like maybe isn't even completely geared the way it should be
Mm-hmm.
to your biology. And so it's like
Yeah,
not,
they're
it's
just
not
now
even,
starting. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. So I'm on Vyvanse, which is like the newer, more studied, like they're coming out with a lot more information about it, and it is looking to be like more beneficial for certain things and certain, there's also like a million subtypes of ADHD. It could affect me in a way that it does not affect somebody else, you know? So it is a battle of like finding what works for you, and it's just, it's insane to me that we are only now starting to study women in
Mm-hmm.
terms of like healthcare and things like that. But
Even
when a woman
pregnancy.
goes, correct,
Yeah.
pregnancy. But when a woman goes to the doctor, it's like, oh, well, you should lose a little bit of weight. Or, oh, are you drinking water? Are you sleeping? And it's like, where? Where is there any sort of like advocacy for women? And I think it breeds a sense of internalized guilt, internalized like, oh, maybe it's my fault. Because like you said, you have no support from any sort of like documentation, any sort of studying, even any sort of like opinions and stuff from like healthcare in the normal sense. Some people have great doctors and some people don't have that experience, and that's amazing. But when you are constantly forced to take responsibility for your own health, it also constantly forces you into a box of like, okay, well, what else can I change? What else can I possibly do? Because like, it might not be my fault, but what if it is? And what if they haven't found it yet? And that is like the woman experience in a nutshell of like, what all do I have to keep in my head and take responsibility for because the world is not supporting me in that way. So it's like, it's hard to hear about, as much as like, I know you are coming from a very healthy place of like, it wasn't a me issue. It ended up being something that we had to figure out in our partnership. And I think that's a very healthy approach to it. But I wish and I hope that in the future there can be more like general understanding and even maybe testing at a certain age so that everybody knows and you don't have to guess. And it isn't this thing that you have to like spend thousands of dollars on because you only do it when it matters. Because it would help so much. It would help so many women with fertility journeys or non-fertility if women don't want to have children to know what they need to do, or for men to know, because a lot of the time I don't think that's necessarily the default thought. Like most people do not default think like, oh, potentially it's my partner, or a male partner maybe not like constantly thinking like a woman is of like, could it be me? Right. It's interesting to hear your perspective and your experience with that, and all of the things that you're saying of like, I tried this and I tried this and it could be this and maybe it's this, and the whole time you could have been better supported had you just known, you know?
Well,
And she has the curse.
Like reaching out, because like I didn't reach out to my doctor. Like I waited into my regular appointment and then was like bawling and was like, this is what I've been dealing with. And she's like, okay, I can fix it. We can facilitate this. Let's get this figured out. It was
You're like, it's that easy?
Analysis for him, these labs for you, like immediately. I was like, I love her. I've been seeing her since I was like 18 for women's healthcare. And I was like, I should have just done this a year ago.
I was going to say,
when I went to talk about ADHD, my doctor was like, okay, I'll screen you. And I screened very positive. And she was like, okay, well, why don't we try this? And I was like, that's it?
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't have to suffer for this long. That was it.
Well, and that's what I was saying is like, Aubrey has like the curse of medical knowledge where you kind of self-diagnose and like think about it. And it's harder to ask for help because you're almost asking for help with your own, like field. And I think about how hard it is for me to ask for help in my business and to admit like that I don't know everything, whatever. And it's hard to overcome that. And with women, like my mom has been overweight my entire life and kind of struggled with it her entire life. And I remember we lived with her, I don't know, 5 years ago, me and my ex-husband, and she would like fall asleep on the couch. And I noticed, I'm like, Mom, you have severe sleep apnea. Like you can't breathe when you're sleeping and it's scaring the hell out of me. Like you are gasping for air. I was like, you need to figure that out. And she goes, they're just going to tell me I'm overweight. And she's like, if I lose weight, it'll get fixed. If I lose weight, it'll get fixed. And I'm like, yo, Mom, like, okay, maybe, but at the same time, like, we can't wait for that to fix it because your brain needs oxygen. Yeah. Like, so, and I don't think she ever went in to get it looked at, and I can't force her. So, she's definitely from that old, way of thinking, even more so than we are, that they're just going to tell her she's overweight, because she actually has been told that at the doctor many times. And so she doesn't go to the doctor because that's what they tell her. So,
and it could be that, but it also could be something with it. Like, you could lose weight and it could not get fixed. It's not that, it is never that, like, losing weight as an overweight person is not generally a good thing that could do good things for you and your body, but to blame everything on it and to constantly have that thought in your mind of like, oh, it'll be better when I lose weight. Everything will be perfect when I lose weight is just like completely unrealistic. Mm-hmm. And it's what a lot of women get told, and it's what a lot of women end up thinking, because it's, I mean, especially looking at like early 2000s like diet culture and all of the like mm-hmm. dangerous conversations with weight there and stuff. It's like it's ingrained in us as like a society that everything's gonna be fine as long as you just like lose weight and get good sleep and drink water. Everything couldn't possibly be fine. Anything else.
Yeah.
And things obviously like must have been good with you because you have more even crazier news than the pregnancy drop, because you must be like the picture of health to have had this outcome. There she is.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
You're good.
I'm sorry good. Sorry.
She's keeping us on the edge of our seats.
Yeah.
There's one person that I think really wants to get a hold of me, and it's literally to sell me a fake loan. So, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. But you must be the picture of health because you have more news.
Yes. Yeah. Double the news. Actually, I am having twins.
Twins.
2.
When you told me that, I was like, no fucking way. That's insane.
Yeah, I laughed. My mom laughed at me. She cried first and then laughed at me.
All you can do is laugh at that point.
Yeah, I'm still kind of laughing. That's really all I have.
It's that crazy laugh like, ha ha, of course.
Yes.
You're excited. Yeah, it's not that you're not excited, but it's also like, oh shit.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I actually have a twin stroller and 2 car seats that just appeared on my back steps.
Oh, there you go.
Because my mom graciously offered to pay for them, so she ordered those.
How does having twins change pregnancy?
It changes a lot.
Yeah. That's the laugh.
Your symptoms can be worse. You're at a higher chance for preeclampsia, which could cause, infant mortality. It can cause seizures in the pregnant person. So you're at a higher risk for that. So I have to take baby aspirin every day. I am at higher risk for gestational diabetes because I have 2 placentas, because the placenta is what somehow causes gestational diabetes. And I don't really get a say in how these babies come out, what evacuation route they take. Towards the end, I will have more information, but it depends on what like the lower down baby does. If they like are head down, I can try to give birth or give birth through a C-section. If they're both breech, I could also end up having both things happen where the second baby won't turn and then they have to do a C-section. So like I don't have a choice yet, and I have a lot to think about, and I'm waiting until someone gives me more
you just scared the fuck out of me. You can have a vaginal and a cesarean both at the same time. Oh no.
Double whammy, bro.
Dude, I will worship you at your feet if that happens to you.
Like that to not happen.
I agree.
So we will see. I really like my OB. You also have to see like a specialist, not just your regular OB. So I have to see, they're called maternal fetal medicine specialists. They're the same people you would go see if they thought there was something genetically wrong going on. So I have to see them as well. And then closer to the end, I have to see them twice a week for tests, to make sure that the babies are not stressed out.
Because they're so like
Stressed
claustrophobic all
out.
together.
which
Yeah.
is wild because
This
I
is
will
why
be
I'm not a
stressed
mother
out
yet. I'm like, get over
going.
it.
Like I will be stressed out going to twice a week appointments, but we got to make sure the babies are not stressed, um, and go from there, I guess. So we'll see.
Is it very possible? I assume it's very possible you will be put on bed rest.
I don't want to think about that.
Okay, all right. Let's not think about that. I think that would be better. You'd get medical leave. That'd be
But
great.
you would lose all of your FMLA in order to spend time with the babies, though. And it's
Really?
all
I
the
thought it would.
same.
Oh, I guess FMLA is all the same. That's a bummer.
Yeah.
Never mind. We're not gonna
So
think about
we're not thinking about that.
it. You can just like be in a bed and be like nursing from the
Yeah. I will just wheel
online
around.
nurse.
Just wheel around on a
We
little
can
chair.
telehealth you.
Yeah.
Tell Steve
I'm sure
you need a hospital
I'm sure
bed.
Tundra Dip has enough customers. We can just have you be the Tundra Dip doctor.
I would have to get
Telehealth.
certified, or I'd have to get licensed in every state.
Oh, boo.
Well, you can do it.
Licensing.
You're smart. You got it.
That is
Figure it out.
probably like 10
Is healthcare different in Minnesota versus like how? Why would you have to get licensed in a different state, like statewide? I get the country, I understand different countries, but like every state, I feel like that's a little much.
This is
think
exactly the
that-
conversation that every other country around the world has about us all the time. By the way,
Really?
they're like, why do they
require-
do that?
Yeah, I think certain states require like more things. So like not necessarily more than Connecticut, but like certain states, like they still ask, like if I tried to apply to like Minnesota right now, I would probably have to send in my undergraduate degree grades and like date I graduated, my master's degree dates and grades. Probably my license here, but a lot of times you have to get a nursing license and your APRN license too. So like some states I'd have to pay for 2 licenses just to be there.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, cosmetology is the same. Every single state has
Yeah,
different
it's
like
ridiculous.
hour requirements. Like I think Maryland is one of the highest. So I have like if I tried to go and get my license in a state that has less hours than I did, I would be able to most likely just like
Yeah.
get a license there. They might make me take a test. But if I tried to get my license in like California or something, which I think might be like $17.50, I would have to go back to school.
Yeah.
Even as like an already licensed person. So it's the same for like literally any profession with like licenses and stuff. I can't imagine.
Well,
Yeah.
it's the
And you have
same
to
for
prove your
sales
like
tax.
clinical hours.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have to have accounts in every state so that I can pay sales tax, and I can be revoked. My like license can be revoked if I don't pay my taxes.
I like
What
I'm
about
not
sales
against the
tax in
whole
New
like
Hampshire?
country state thing. It just doesn't make sense to me why if that's how we're gonna do it, why don't you just have like a system where like you country, states, like where that
Yeah.
kind of stuff is just like taken care of. Instead, every single state has a very cryptic website that you have to like decipher or else you're gonna go to jail. Like it doesn't make sense to me why they don't just have like a here's
Yeah.
how you do it for the country and then here's what you need to do for it to be valid in all of these states. It would
Yeah.
be so much easier.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And then you could be our doctor.
Yeah.
Slash
That would be
nurse,
how we would do
slash
it.
whatever.
Practically. Yeah.
If we were the queens of the world, this is how we would do it.
Yeah.
And then when I have a baby, Aubrey can deliver my baby.
I could technically, yeah. I wouldn't
Really?
I really wouldn't want to deliver a baby, to be honest.
It's like, I guess I could, but please don't make me do
Technically,
that.
it is in my scope of practice to deliver.
You
to
should not
deliver
have told
baby,
me that you can.
but I don't. I would be there for you, but I don't want to be the one to actually do it.
She's like, I'll hold your hand, but no.
All right, fine. Fine. What is the thing that you are most excited about having twins?
I haven't gotten there yet.
She's not excited
Actually,
yet.
no. I guess what I'll say is they'll have a built-in buddy.
Yeah, that's my
Yes.
favorite thing.
I guess that because the rest of I don't know yet because I'm still in denial.
Mm-hmm.
I think so I had a cousin who had triplets, And they had some things like really smart, but I get, for me, I probably wouldn't want to do it the same way, but they had like an online form where like people would sign up for like feeding shifts for like the first like 4 months of their lives. Like
Yeah,
literally they would come and people would come and like help them feed the babies.
yeah. I am excited that I'm gonna have them at some point in the summer. Because I would be that person if I had them in like November where I would be like, see everybody in 3 months. Bye.
Mhm.
Um, so I'm glad that I don't have to worry about that because I have two of them, so I'm gonna need help.
Hmm.
So um I'm happy that I don't have to think about that and that like I'll be able to go to the park with my sister-in-law and I have a niece and nephew and like we can be outside and not have to necessarily immediately go straight into flu season.
Does your mom still work or anything like that? Like, is your mom gonna be around?
Yeah, she'll be around. She works though, but she'll be there. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. I can't even. So like my cousin that I'm closest with, like from my whole life, like of time. The first time she had a baby, I went and I like once a week I went and I like cleaned her house,
Hmm.
for her. And I just remember like how stressful that time like was for her, and I can't imagine it with two. So I'm not trying to like, overwhelm you. But at least it gets to the point where you are really expecting to not have normal life. Like
Hmm.
you are really like in grounded in the like fact that this is not gonna be at all like I've ever experienced before. Like this is what we're doing for a while.
Yeah.
Does
You're gonna
Chris
be
get to
my
take?
like my reality check because I always joke like I would love to have twins first so that it's just like one and done, never have to do it again. Um, and you're gonna be my like reality check because I happen to get to just selfishly watch it happen to you. So
Watch me struggle with two so then you change your mind.
yeah.
I still, no matter how hard it is for you, I'm still gonna want twins.
I
Like,
think the interesting part of having them first is like I won't know any different. Like I don't already have a baby where I'm like, this is what postpartum felt like with one, or this is how tired I was, or I like don't have anything to compare it to. So like I won't know any better. So I guess I'll just deal with it.
yeah. Yeah, I think two, like in the first shot and then being done would be like the crazy way for me to do it, that I would totally go with my personality. Like when I told Callie, oh yeah, we're getting another puppy. And she was like, what the
I
fuck
was
is
like, "Are
wrong
you
with you?
fucking crazy?" I actually like I Dylan was beside me when you sent me the text. I picked up my phone. I was like, "Oh my god, that's so exciting!" And I looked at Dylan and I was like, "She's fucking crazy."
I know. I think it even took you a while to respond to me, and I was like, she thinks I'm nuts. I was
I
like,
was
all right.
trying to figure out how to. I was like, "Do I be real with her, or do I just be a good best friend and be like excited?" And
It's one of those
Yeah.
things. That's like, which version of
I
me
think I
should I
did
be?
eventually tell you. I was like, "You're insane," but like,
It
yay.
was it was Zach's decision. It wasn't a me decision. So I mean, it's like I wasn't upset about it, but it is just what it is. It's like, all right, I guess this is what we're doing. And I'm still very like in my marriage, and like the way that I was raised is like the man is like the head of the household, so I very much am like okay with him making decisions and then me having to just like catch up, like as long as it's within the realm of reason. And so that one was one of those like, all right,
Could
we're
never
just
be me.
we're just gonna roll
Yeah,
with
no,
it. Like,
Could
let's
never be
go.
me.
Yeah,
not me at
no,
all.
that's me 100%. And I also am just very like patient and resilient as a person in general, so it's like, all right, whatever, like that's cool, we'll
I
do it.
respect you for it. I
Yeah,
respect you a lot for it.
no
I get
more
many
puppies.
texts that's like, Zach said this, or like, Zach's doing this, and I'm like, what about what you need to do? And she's like, oh, figure it out. No, not me. Could not be me. I'll be like, I told you how busy I am this week, and you have the nerve to ask me to
Mhm.
make dinner right now? No.
Yeah. Well, this is totally on a me tangent that doesn't need to be here, but like he decided this week that he's gonna really care about like his protein goals,
Mm.
and like needs my, because I cook for him, so like that means I have to weigh out everything like as I'm cooking.
Huh.
And I'm like, sick. I'm like, I can do that. I can do that on top of everything else. Like yeah, sick. Let's do it. And I'm excited about it. But yes, it's completely like throws off like everything that it adds like another layer to everything that I've been like doing. And I just now got on top of like housework, cooking, work, and like it's been like a week of being on top of it, and now we're gonna layer this in. So
You also are the kind of person, though, like, as soon as something's stable, you sabotage it. So, like...
more.
Yeah, as soon as you're like, oh my god, I'm on top of, like, the dishes and, like, my work is done and stuff, you're like, let's get another dog. Like,
So Zach
so,
just did it for
so
you.
maybe what this is you found the partner that just does it for you so that you don't have to self-sabotage. He's just like, let me give you another little, like, thing that you
Or,
can
like-
do. How fun would this be?
Or like, I mean, I wasn't necessarily gonna like share this part of my life, but or like we get past the puppy stage for the dog, and then I'm like, I'm gonna stop taking my birth control. Like,
Yeah.
This is the right time for this. Of course it is. And no, I'm not. I don't have any announcements or pregnancies to announce. But I was
Just me
like, yeah,
today.
let's do that because that's great. Like, why not just make life? So it's life.
You can't do anything boring around here.
No.
I do have to go, my friends.
Yeah, I figured. You probably also are pregnant and needing to use the bathroom because I
Probably,
need to
yeah.
use the bathroom.
Probably. Just like, we'll figure it out when I get there.
We are super excited for you, Aubrey, and I hope that everyone who watches this is also very excited, and we cannot wait to continue to follow along.
Thank you. I'm excited. I'm excited to tell everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'll be posting it pretty quick as long as that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, sick. All right.
Yay!
We love you, Aubrey. Thank you
I
for
love
coming on.
you too. Thanks for having me.
Yes.